Think about the last time you spent an hour replaying a conversation in your head, wondering if you completely mishandled it. You sit with the discomfort of second-guessing yourself, dissecting your reactions, and wondering if you lack a certain emotional maturity that everyone else seems to possess. We tend to imagine emotional security as a kind of permanent, bulletproof self-assurance, a psychological state where fear and doubt simply never land. However, clinical studies on resilience show that the most emotionally stable individuals still report high levels of internal uncertainty. In the lab, researchers found that people who claim to have zero self-doubt often score lower on measures of genuine adaptability. This suggests that emotional security functions less like a shield and more like an internal architecture. It is a structure designed to handle pressure rather than pretend it doesn't exist. The paradox is that the very doubt you feel is likely a feature of a healthy system. It is the sound of a self-aware mind checking its own alignment. True emotional security provides the structural capacity to hold that doubt without being destroyed by it. We can see this system in action by looking at its first major stress test, the way the internal architecture handles the shock of pain, rejection, or disappointment. An insecure response treats discomfort like an emergency, leading to a spike requiring immediate escape. But the secure response relies on distress tolerance, sitting with negative states without being consumed. The architecture absorbs the vibration until it returns to a calm baseline. This internal stability also dictates how we experience solitude. Secure internal working models allow a person to feel connected to others even when they are physically alone. These patterns were first mapped by pioneers like Mary Ainsworth, who identified how secure attachment creates a stable internal template for self-worth. Because this connection is carried internally, solitude is experienced as a neutral space for restoration rather than a signal of abandonment. The second stress test occurs when the system encounters external friction, the moment your needs or opinions collide with those of other people. Low ego defensiveness works by decoupling your intellectual opinions from your core identity. Because the two are no longer fused, you can hear a counter-argument or end a conflict without needing the last word. This same decoupling applies to an internal locus of self-evaluation. When your sense of value is generated from an internal axis, someone else's success doesn't subtract from your own volume. This enables autonomous boundary setting. Instead of seeking approval, you state your limits from a place of self-respect. You describe what you are available for without apologizing for the boundary itself. Friction with the outside world loses its threat because your worth is no longer contingent on external comparison. The final stress test is adaptive calibration. This is the system's ability to update itself by acknowledging its own limitations. Absolute independence is often a performance used to hide insecurity. Refusing to need anything from anyone creates a brittle system that cannot handle the weight of human limitation. Clinical research on shame and connection, notably by Brené Brown, shows that the ability to ask for help is a primary indicator of security. It requires the trust that being limited doesn't make you less. This is the mechanism of self-efficacy. Notice how the logic loop moves from self-doubt into evaluation and then directly into action. It functions by bypassing the need for absolute certainty. When you change your mind based on new evidence, the system processes that as a necessary intellectual update. The presence of doubt doesn't stop the system. It provides the data needed to stay in motion. Genuine security is found in this ability to trust yourself enough to proceed without needing all the answers up front. Emotional security functions as a continuous practice, a rhythmic returning to your internal gauges, rather than a final destination you reach once and for all. This means that deeply questioning your own behavior is the highest proof of your maturity. It is the evidence of a mind that is actually paying attention. Because self-efficacy requires constant evaluation, the anxiety of failing often signals a mind that is tracking its own mechanics with high precision. That concern is the data a healthy system uses to recalibrate. You are far more grounded than your doubt leads you to believe. You have simply been looking at the symptoms of your growth and mistaking them for signs of failure. This channel exists for those who take their inner life seriously. Subscribe to continue mapping the real psychology behind the emotionally aware mind. And I'll see you in the next one.